Good morning, all you folks out there in YouTube land. Thrash Pondo here. And today I have a special treat for you. But before I get into that treat, you know the routine like, subscribe, and the yadas and the blottas, and all that sort of rot. With that out of the way, I'm going to try something which many of my other YouTubers have done, and that is going to be a season episode by episode recap of a really cool TV series. It's not going to be a watch along. I don't know if I could really pull one of those off, but anyway, here's the situation. As I'm sure many of you know, I am in love with the TV adaptation of the film Fargo and have been watching it quasi regularly over the years. Well, Mrs. Thrash has actually treated me to an early Christmas present, and we got Hulu. And the practical upshot is I can now stream as much or as little as I want. So, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to give you sort of a granted a late start, but I'm going to give you an episode by episode interpretation slash recap of what I think is possibly the coolest slash most badass season of this really awesome show. And again, we're going to start season 5, episode 1, and see where it takes us. Anyway, of course, I'm going to go out on a limb and say most of you have seen the film adaptation of Fargo. This one, it's sort of a how should I put this? It's an homage. As you watch, you'll be like, "Oh my gosh, it's sort of an alternate universe version of the film." No, it's not. It's actually quite different, but the elements of it are all there. And it's really a love letter to the film. Instead of the wealthy but unfeeling patriarch, it's now a matriarch played by Jennifer Jason Leigh, and she does an amazing job in this series, considering that to me she will always be the teenage dream from Fast Times at Ridgemont High. I can't believe I almost stumbled upon that, but yeah, Fast Times. Anyway, she does an amazing job. Main character is played by Juno Temple, and she plays Dot Lyon, who appears to be a suburban housewife, but actually has a backstory that is pretty hardcore. And again, we don't get it all in one scoop. In typical Fargo fashion, it's given to you spoonful by spoonful by spoonful. I love the opening sequence really blew me away. It is a brawl, not at a bar or a major sporting event. No, it's a school meeting. And the way school meetings are going lately, I'm surprised we don't hear more of this. She inadvertently tases a cop, which causes her to get arrested, put in a national database, and elements from her past start to crop up. Oh, now, of course, a lot of you're going to see. Again, I'm going to try to avoid spoilers, but if you haven't seen the episode at all, you probably shouldn't see this. But I'm going to continue. She ends up, out of the blue, she ends up getting abducted. And over the course of the episodes, manages to fight her way free. Again, an homage to the film adaptation. There's one man of few words, but very professional criminal type, and his partner is sort of this semi professional loudmouth. And like most kidnappings in the Fargo franchise, hilarity ensues. But the thing I like about this most is they picked an important date to set this in. It's set in 2019. Now, I'm sure many of you are crunching the numbers and saying, oh, I get it. Right before the COVID crash. Exactly. And while the the whole action takes place less than 5 years away. It really now, of course, all Fargo episodes take place in different decades, and they have that feel to it. This is only a few years ago, and it might as well have been a different generation. They really give it that sort of disconnected feel, almost like you're watching an alternate universe sort of version of America. Not necessarily a better or worse one, just alternate. So when the drama unfolds, it's in my opinion, it's almost Shakespearean. And again, a great supporting cast here. John Hamm, who doesn't appear in the first episode, so I'm going to skip him for now. Other than saying he plays this sort of old school preacher slash small town sheriff slash mega ultra traditional neoconservative, and he makes your blood run cold. Anyway, again, I don't want to say too much about it, except there's one other treat that I'm going to like give you guys, and this is for the comment section below. Now, this could be a spoiler. I have what I call the speculative spoiler. A speculative spoiler is when I theorize something, whether I don't know if it's true or not. It turns out to be true, it gives the game away, and everyone hates me for ruining the work. So, if you don't want to hear the speculative spoiler because you fear it may ruin the ending, cover your ears now. I'll give you a couple seconds. My dog has fleas. Okay. If you're still with me, it's because you want to hear it. Her husband, who is kind of a dish rag, this is Dot, the main character. Her husband, the morning she's kidnapped, very conveniently has to go to work early. And while he doesn't traditionally take the daughter to school, he very conveniently decides that he needs to take her on this day. And very conveniently decides he's got to take her in early, even before breakfast. I cannot help but feel that maybe, just maybe, her husband is somehow involved in all the shenanigans. Perhaps not as a string puller, perhaps more as a unwitting pawn, but I don't know. Keep watching as we go. It's sort of a red herring. I could be wrong, and it doesn't really fit the whole culture of the show. But anyway, just keep watching, and I mean that literally. Keep watching. I'm gonna try to have episode 2 up by the end of this week, and by next week I should cut up and be up to episode 4, just in time for episode 5 to come out. But anyway, again, Fargo season 5, episode 1. Watch it and tell me what you think. Anyway, that's all I got for you for now. Be good, be safe, be careful. I'm looking forward to seeing you all again very, 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 very soon. Peace.